Soundings presents an unabridged recording of Bel Lamington, written by D. Stevenson, read by Patience Tomlinson. The moral right of the author has been asserted. This performance is owned by Soundings. Part 1. Chapter 1. It was a day in early March, and after a spell of cold, wet, windy weather, spring invaded London. Bel Lamington noticed the difference the moment she awoke. The bedroom in her little flat faced east, so the rising sun shone into her window. Her flat was high up amongst the rooftops in an old house in Mellington Street. Long ago these houses had been occupied by well-to-do families, but they'd gone downhill, and several of them had been bought up cheaply by a builder and converted into a rabbit warren of small flats. There was no lift, of course, but merely an ill-lighted stone stair, with doors on every landing. Presumably, people lived in these other flats, but Bel had lived in her flat for 18 months and she knew nobody. Sometimes she met people on the stairs, but they passed by as if she were invisible. It was very different from Southmere, where she knew everyone and everyone knew her, and where, even if you did not know a person, it was correct to say good morning as you passed. There was something frightening in the anonymity of London, especially to an imaginative person. Sometimes as she lay awake at night, Bel wondered what would happen if she were ill. Nobody would know, or care. She might fall down and break her leg and lie there for days. Sometimes she wondered if she'd done wisely to leave Southmere, but what else could she have done? Bel had lived at Southmere all her life, or at least as long as she could remember. She'd lived with her aunt, and they'd been very happy together. Then Aunt Beatrice died, and the house had been sold. Fortunately, there was a little money, just enough to pay for secretarial training, so Bel packed up and said goodbye to all her friends and came to London. She worked hard to make herself employable and took the first job that was offered. She went as a typist to a firm in the city, the firm of Copping, Wills and Brownlee. On this particular day in March, the sun had awakened Bel earlier than usual.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?